Right now. Thanks for joining us, and you are now watching the 11th episode of Huddle. So today, this session will be hosted by me, Jane, and also we have 𝗀𝗲𝗃 here with us. She's our nutrition intern. So today we will be talking about celebrity diet plans, whether they work, and why do they work, and why do they not, and also talk about some alternatives to those diet plans. 𝗀𝗲𝗃 here, she majored in nutrition science. Yeah. So she'll be sharing her knowledge with us.
Hi everyone, my name is 𝗀𝗲𝗃, and I'm currently a fourth year student studying nutrition science at 𝗂𝗶𝗲𝗀.
So why did you choose to study nutrition science?
I actually choose to study nutrition science because I'm interested in
Diet?
So I'm very interested in studying.
Oh. Yeah, you're definitely the right major because that teaches you everything, right? So okay, let's dive deeper into this celebrity diet plan topic today. So once again, thank you guys for joining us today. It's the 11th episode of Huddle, where we come together every Wednesday to talk about healthcare or genetics or any science-related topics.
So as you can see, the topic today will be reviewing a few famous celebrity diet plans, and we're going to talk about the food they eat, risks and the benefits of the diets, and also the recommendation and also the comments from nutritionist perspective. And before we dive into that, so let me just give you some information about energy requirement. So energy requirement is basically how much calorie your body needs. So according to recommended nutrient intake Malaysia 2017 for children, they will need around 900 to 1,500 kilocalories, and for adolescent they will need 1,700 to 2,300 kilocal, and for adults they will need 1,800 to 2,200 kilocal. And it also, the energy requirement also will be affected by several factors such as age, gender, physical activity level, and also your body size. So I think that when we talk about diet, we always think about weight loss, right?
Yeah.
Lost weight.
Constant struggle for a lot of girls especially.
Yes. So I think to understand the relationship between energy intake, energy expenditure, and our weight status is very important to first we have to understand the concept of energy balance. Next slide. So the concept of energy balance is that when your calorie eaten is more than the calorie you burn, or more than the calorie your body needs, that's when the weight gain happens. So when the calorie eaten is exactly equals to the calorie that your body needs, and that's when your weight will be 10. So while for weight loss, it happens when the calorie eaten is less than what your body needs, or in other cases, you burn the extra calorie, which means maybe you're very physically active, you will exercise every day, so you burn off those calories. That's when weight loss happens. So basically, a concept that's very important to understand how our weight changes.
So we basically what we try to want to achieve is to find the right kind of ratio between depending on what we want to achieve. So if I want to gain weight, I should eat more than what I put.
So before we So before we move on to reviewing celebrities' diet, so I just wanted to ask whether anyone of you have ever tried any celebrity diet. You would like to share your experience. You can tell us in comment and how's your experience, like is it effective and how do you feel about it? So for me personally, I've never tried.
Because she's a nutrition major, she should know to not do all these fat diets. Yeah.
I've never tried any celebrities diet. What about you?
So okay, you guys can see on the screen the current IU diet. I don't even know if it's real, but it went viral for a while.
Yes.
So I actually did do it for a day just to challenge myself and see if I can actually do it. But it's so hard. It's so hard because when you've been eating normally and you suddenly cut down to only eating like just one apple for breakfast, like even before lunchtime I'm already hungry. And by the time I get to lunch, potatoes are very filling, but still I don't feel like I'm eating enough because it's so small. And then at the end of the day I just feel like I want to die. Like I can't.
So after that one day you just give up.
I gave up. I just told myself like, you know what? There is more to life than weight loss. So I just gave up.
I totally get it.
It's so hard to maintain. Yeah.
Okay.
So we have feedback from John here. He said that he tried meal replacement and low carb diet, intermittent fasting, and also he tried before home.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
So we will talk about one of those diets today also. So let's move on to the first celebrity diet, the IU diet.
Yeah.
So for those of you who don't know, IU is a South Korean female artist, and so I remember that in a television program she mentioned that she's practicing a diet and she's having an apple for breakfast, 2 sweet potatoes for lunch, and a protein shake for dinner. And that's not for one meal, that's for one day.
Yeah. How many calories is that? Very low, right?
Okay, and on top of that, she's doing 1 hour of cardio. I don't know whether she did it every day, but it's extreme.
Yeah, it's pretty extreme.
Yeah, okay. So maybe we can let them guess. How much calorie do you think this one day diet?
Whole
Yes.
day?
You can comment down.
Please, do leave your comments below. How many calories do you think this is? Okay, let me guess. I can't really tell. So an apple, I think apples is less than 100, right? Is it? Okay, I'm gonna guess it's probably around 600. 600? I don't know.
Any other
guesses?
Any guesses? So Jen's answer is around 600.
Yeah, I think for some people this is probably one meal. Yeah, this is a very, very strict diet.
Yeah, just review the answer. Okay, so this one diet would be around 700. Close.
Okay, John said it's probably one meal for him. Yes.
Okay, so this one diet is around 700, or to be exact, 705 kilocal, which is very obviously it's very insufficient.
Yeah, because like you said just now, adults need 1,008 to 2,003, right? So this is half or less than half.
Even less than even for children it's not enough.
Yeah.
Even the children they need at least 900 kilocal. This is not even enough for children.
Oh, maybe that's why she's so skinny, right?
Yeah. Okay, so according to my rough calculation, so I kind of Google her weight and height and her age. So according to my calculation, she would need around 1,700 to 1,800 kilocal, or even up to 2,000.
Yeah, she says she does 1 hour of cardio,
which she's like very physically active And I know that lots of K-pop idols, K-pop singers, they have really intense dance practice. Yeah, so I think that's the case, then she might need up to 2,000.
But this is it's not even half of what she needs.
Yes.
How does she survive?
Exactly. And the second point is, as you can see, there are no leafy green vegetables in this diet.
So potatoes don't count as
potatoes is starchy vegetable. So you will need
leafy vegetables, like broccoli, things like that.
Yeah, leafy with those vegetables, spinach. So this diet might have a lot of nutrients deficiency and also lack of fiber. So for my recommendation to maybe in general that the food is natural food, so it's not a big problem. The main problem is that she's not eating enough.
Oh, not enough.
Yeah, not eating enough.
But the type of food is
it's okay. It's natural food. It's healthy. It's sweet potato is healthy, so it's healthy. But she's definitely not. So my recommendation would be this would be my recommendation. So for breakfast, maybe she can have an apple with oatmeal and maybe with some almonds. Or maybe you can put in some cinnamons to have some flavor. And for lunch and dinner, she can have white rice and brown rice together with grilled or steamed fish or chicken and stir-fried vegetables. Can be any vegetable as long as you take the vegetable. Broccoli, spinach, cabbage, and maybe for sweet potato can be eaten as snacks.
As a snack.
Maybe somewhere
it's more like a snack.
Maybe somewhere in between breakfast or lunch. Maybe she's hungry, she can have sweet potato and a low-fat meal. It's a very good source of food.
I think this new refined plan that you suggested, it does seem, of course, it compared to 𝗖𝗲's diet, it's much more. Definitely, we will have more nutrients as compared to hers. But if, for example, she's trying to lose weight or like would this meal be too much calories if she's trying to lose weight?
Actually, according to my calculation, she's actually underweight.
Oh, she's underweight.
Yes.
So she's not supposed to go on a diet.
She's not supposed to go on a diet.
Oh yeah. Okay, then it makes sense for us to eat proper meals like this.
Yes.
So, what do you guys think about this new plan that 𝗗liche has came up with? Do you think you can follow this? It's a healthier alternative to the 𝗖𝗲 diet. So do leave your comments below and let us know what you think. So I guess the first celebrity diet that we're looking at is 𝗖𝗲's diet. Conclusion is it's not healthy. It's too little.
I would not say it's not healthy. It's just too little.
Too little. Not enough in terms of the portions. So you can eat healthy, but you have to eat enough, guys. If you're not eating enough, then it's not good for you. So let's move on to the next one.
So the next one, I would say it's a little bit more extreme.
But this is really very extreme.
So the next one is called Master Cleanse, and it's practiced by Beyonce. So I remember that in her early days of her career, she mentioned that she ever practiced. So this Master Cleanse is also known as the Lemonade diet. So it's basically a 10 to 40 days juice cleanse, which involves no solid food, where she only drinks a lemon, maple syrup, and 𝗖𝗲𝗹𝗲𝗀 concoction.
Wait, for 10 to 14 days of not eating, and only drinking lemonade.
Yes.
Survive.
I know.
How is that possible?
I really cannot imagine, you look at the ingredients, you have lemon, which is very sour, you have 𝗪𝗵𝘁, which is very sweet, you have 𝗖𝗲𝗹𝗵𝘁, which is spicy.
I don't know. It's a drink, right? It's a juice. Okay.
So I
It must be a very weird tasting drink to be drinking for 40 days. Wow. Okay, this is very extreme.
Yeah, this is very extreme.
So definitely this is not nutritionally balanced. Obviously, there's not much stuff for her to,
Obviously. And she claims that she lost 20 pounds in
20 pounds is how many?
around 9 kilograms.
Around 9 kilograms. In 2 weeks. That's so that's about 4.5 kg a week. Oh, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah. So actually, to explain more in detail about this master cleanse diet, it actually is. So in phase 1, it's called 𝗖𝗲𝗹𝗶𝗁𝗍, whereby it's basically preparing body to going into this juice cleanse diet.
So they don't shock it.
Yeah, like don't directly just go on liquid diet. So in day 1, day 2, there was basically cut out processed food, alcohol, caffeine, meat, dairy, and also added sugar, and they will only eat raw whole food, fruits and vegetables.
So that means only eating fruits and vegetables for your meals.
Yes.
No rice, no chicken, no egg, nothing.
Yes. So for day 3,
that's already very difficult for me.
For day 1 and day 2, I think most of them already wanted to give up.
So louder.
Oh, yeah. Louder.
Okay.
Alright. Okay. So for day 3, they would have smoothies, puree, soup, broth, fresh fruit, and vegetable juice. For day 4, they only drink water and fresh squeezed orange juice, and they also drink laxative tea for bed.
Okay, so for the benefit of those who don't know what are laxative teas, laxatives are basically things that make you go for number 2. Yeah, it basically helps you go on a mini diarrhea kind of thing. So, wow, she's already not eating much and she's drinking laxatives.
Yeah.
Isn't that very bad for your body? Okay.
So that's for phase 1, which you can see they go from solid to like semi-solid, then to liquid, and then to phase 2, master cleanse, whereby they drink the concoction that I mentioned just now, and then that lasts for 10 to 40 days, depending on their decision whether they want to do it 10 days to 40 days, and then 4 days before you want to end the master cleanse diet, you have to undergo this phases 3, which is called ease out. So to prepare your body to back to regular eating.
Like back to normal.
Yes, back to normal eating. So day 1, you start by drinking fresh squeezed orange juice, and then followed by day 2, vegetable juice. Day 3, fresh fruit and vegetables, and day 4, eating milk. Everything is back regularly. It's like the exactly opposite to the first phase. So it can become more solid. And then if you want to do another round of cleanse, you have to wait for another 6 days.
So I'm gonna assume that this cleanse is a cleanse because they are going on a detox kind of thing. So but like seeing the whole process, I just feel like is it actually really healthy for you to be? I can't say eating because she's not eating. Is it even healthy to be consuming this little amount of liquid?
Yeah, actually, for this master cleanse, so for 1 glass of the lemonade, following the ingredients that I mentioned before, is around so they would suggest that to drink 6 glasses or drink whenever you're hungry. So they will have around 650 kilocalories per day, like that. So, however, I believe that most of the calories being contributed by the because there's maple syrup in it.
Yeah.
And so in overall that this thing does not provide adequate nutrients, right? Obviously it's lack of lots of nutrients. And there's several symptoms that you might experience, such as lightheadedness, such as dizziness and extreme hunger, because of course you're not eating. You're not eating, and you might also experience diarrhea because of the laxative tea they take. And so maybe in the first few days you feel like, oh, I lose so much weight, it's so fast. But after this diet is over, you will get it back just as quickly you lost it.
The yo-yo effect.
Yes.
So in case for anyone who doesn't know, a yo-yo effect is basically when you lose a huge amount of weight in a very short time. When you go back to eating normal, you will gain back that amount of weight in a short time, or even more than what you lost actually. That's what a yo-yo effect is. So we have a question here. How low is the calorie that we can go for a diet, and how long?
I think for this question, I think back to the how I explain energy requirement also depends on
The diet.
depends on your age, gender, and
I think let's come back to this question later after we went through some of the diet plans, and then we can have a better look back at what kind of diet you should go on, how long you should do it. There's also another question on time restricted eating. I think this is actually referring to intermittent fasting, right? So okay, hang on, we'll get to it.
Yeah, we'll get to it later on. Okay, so also I would like to point out also there is no scientific evidence that juice cleanse can actually flush out the toxin of your body, because you have to remember that the toxins are eliminated by your own body, to your liver, to your lungs, and to your kidneys. So your own body is actually doing his own job to
so you don't have to go and do another cleanse.
Yeah.
But I think when you're doing this, you're actually losing water, right? So I think
especially when you're taking medicine.
Yeah. So I think maybe a lot of people have like the wrong idea about weight loss, because I think what we actually want is not weight loss but fat loss, because you can some people they may look very skinny and very fit, but on the scale the number may not be as low as what you're saying, because they have muscles, but then if you're losing water from this, the number on the scale will go down, but you probably wouldn't look fit. Probably just look like very, very soft, very,
especially if you're like drinking all this laxative tea and going on diarrhea. Actually, what you lost is just water.
Yeah, which you can quickly gain back once you go back to a normal diet, right? It would be a very bad yo-yo effect. So, yeah, this is not recommended. Please don't do this.
Yes.
It's totally not recommended.
And also it's very high in sugar. It's around, for one glasses, it's around 23 grams of sugar.
So what's normal sugar?
So for normal sugar for adult, according to WHO, it's 25 grams. So
a day?
Yes.
But this is one glass.
Yes, so one glass already 23 grams.
Yeah, don't do this, guys. Don't. Not recommended.
Not recommended. Totally not recommended.
Okay. Let's quickly go through the next one.
Alright, the next one, I think this is a very well-known one.
Yes.
I think everybody has heard of it. It's called vegan diet. So, okay, what is exactly vegan diet? So for those of you who still not very understand about vegan diet, so vegan diet can also be called as much strict vegetarians. So they basically eliminate all the animal products, especially in diet. But I would say veganism is more like a lifestyle thing, because apart from diet, they also do not use any animal products, even in their clothing, their maybe certain like their shampoo, their shower cream, things like that. Yeah.
I think this is more of a diet for people with a specific belief worldview, right? Not so much on weight loss.
There are people who go on vegan diet for weight loss purpose, but there are also people who believe that they are against animal cruelty, so that's why they practice vegan diet. There are also because some of them believe that the agriculture production is very bad for the environment. That's why they go for
it's bad for the environment, it's not easy for you. Okay, so what are some of the pros and cons of this diet?
So this diet actually has several benefits, such as it can promote weight loss, can reduce your risk of heart disease by lowering your cholesterol level, and can lower your chances of getting certain types of cancer, such as colon cancer, can manage diabetes. Vegan diet is basically like lots of intakes of fruits and vegetables. So generally, it's very healthy. But also, you have to, for those who practice vegan diet, also be aware of certain nutrient deficiencies, B12, omega-3 fatty acid, vitamin D, calcium, iron, iron, and also zinc deficiency. So if we go one by one, so for example, for B12, B12 is also known for very important for function of cell division, function of formation of red blood cell, DNA synthesis, and all that. And so if you happens to have B12 deficiency, you may have certain symptoms like fatigue, constipation, no appetite, or weight loss, and so on. So what you can do is there is also vegan sources of vitamin B12. You can have fortified plant-based milk, such as soy milk. You can have almond milk. Yeah. So basically, fortified means that aided the vitamin B12 to the product.
So it means when they are producing the milk, they added it in the process. I see. So it's healthy, but
you just have to be aware of certain nutrient deficiencies.
So what if they take supplements? Is that okay?
It's okay to take supplements if you are unable to find vegan sources for certain nutrients. So we move on to the next one, omega-3 fatty acid. This one you actually can found in natural food also. Also vegan sources. You can found in seaweed, algae, or chia seed, hemp seed, flax seed. But sometimes I think it's very foreign to us. Like what is chia seed, what is hemp seed. Yeah. So maybe in those situations people can take supplements.
But in most cases, do you actually recommend them eating like natural or whole food?
Yes.
So is there a difference like in terms of how well your body can absorb the nutrients?
It actually also depends on, for example, the vitamin D. I'm going to talk about it next. So vitamin D, there's two types of vitamin D, B2 and B3. So basically, it's like one is animal source, one is plant-based. So usually for plant-based, there are not really well absorbed. So what you can do is you can take supplements, or if in the case of vitamin D, actually some exposure can produce vitamin D.
I guess for vegan diet, the philosophy of animal cruelty aside, if you do decide to go on a vegan diet, I think it's a healthy diet, but you have to be aware of the possible risks and to make sure that you're getting enough nutrients to ensure that your body is in good health, good growth and development. Okay, let's go to the next one, which is intermittent fasting. So we got a question on this just now. So yeah, let's talk about this one.
Okay, let's talk about
We've done
intermittent
this before.
Okay, maybe you can share about your experience.
Oh, okay. So intermittent fasting is basically a tough diet. Correct me if I'm wrong. So you basically have a few types. One of it is that you set a certain hour in the day where you can eat for like 8 hours, and then the remaining time you are not allowed to eat or completely not eat. And there's also other types where you eat alternate days, like on days you're eating you have a specific amount of calories you can eat, and the other days you have to eat much lesser or go on a fast. Yeah, that's what I know about intermittent fasting. It was very tough for me because I went on the alternate day one, and on the days I could eat, in the beginning it was okay, but after a while, when I had to go on the fast, the next day it was just so hard. When I can eat, I just start eating everything that I could find. Like anyone feed me anything, I just like, okay, I'll just eat. Yeah, so I ended up actually gaining weight instead of losing it. And yeah, I don't think I did correctly, but it's so hard to keep it up.
Yes, exactly. I think what you described just now is correct. So intermittent fasting is basically an pattern of alternating between eating and fasting. So in general, there's 3 types of intermittent fasting. There's 16-8 type, which is 16-hour you fast, and then in that 8 hours you can eat whatever you want. And then the alternating day fasting one is just like how you explained. And the 5-2 one would be 5 days in a week, whereby 2 weeks whereby 2 days you only eat 500 to 600 calories.
I use diet.
Oh, yeah, 500.
700.
Oh, you can actually use some. You can actually use some manual.
So for 2 days you eat. 2 days, is it?
Yeah.
So for 2 days you eat very, very little. And the other 5 days
you just eat as
like normal.
So let's move on to the risks and benefits. So for the benefits, of course, it will improve your blood sugar regulation, it will improve your blood pressure, reduce your blood lipid levels, increase resistance to stress, suppress inflammation, and also promote weight loss, which a lot of people
the goal
doing
a diet.
Doing intermittent fasting for most of the people.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also need to take note that there are some risks, such as changes in mood. I think it's also mainly because of extreme hunger.
Yeah.
And when you have no energy,
you're
hungry.
You get hangry.
Yes, you get hangry.
Yeah.
And also, I don't know, maybe for some people they will have obsessive thoughts about food.
Yeah.
Maybe during the fasting time they'll be like, oh, what can I eat? What am I gonna eat? Thanks. Yeah. So, or overeating on days without restricted calories. Okay, so, and also binge eating, which you experience.
Yeah.
Because you fast for a certain period, and then when you can eat, just I'm so hungry, I'm gonna eat everything I can.
Yeah. Like I would just tell myself like, it's okay. It's just one more piece of bread, but then ends up I just go crazy and I just eat a lot.
Also, it can also cause tension and depression. And so, for me, what I think is intermittent fasting. It also depends on. I think it depends on how disciplined you are, and also because of intermittent fasting, they don't have a certain rules on what you should eat when you can eat.
So like even though
when you can eat, you should eat healthy.
So not like eat pizza and burger or fried chicken. No.
Yeah.
Eat healthy.
Yeah, it doesn't work that way. So on the days when you can you are allowed to eat, you should also eat healthily. Yeah.
Looking at the benefits, wouldn't this be a good kind of diet for people with, for example, diabetes, since it improves the blood sugar regulation?
Yes.
It's actually recommended for.
Actually, diabetes. I'm not really sure because, this it may also cause fluctuation in blood sugar.
Oh, okay.
Because in certain times you eat, maybe you suddenly eat a lot.
Oh,
Yeah. That may cause fluctuation in blood sugar.
So I guess we still have to consult our doctors.
Yes,
if
of course.
we, even though it has all these benefits, it doesn't mean that we should just simply change our diet. Especially if you have health conditions. So I think to answer the question from Johanna, who asked, does time restricted eating is a better way, which is a better strategy which focus on when we eat rather than what we eat. So I think they're asking if the time is more important than what you eat. I guess both is equally as important.
Yes.
Even though the timing is important, but you should also eat healthily during the allowed time.
Yeah, like what I mentioned just now. Because one thing about this intermittent fasting is that they don't tell you how you should eat. So that's so when on the days you are allowed to eat, you should also eat healthily. So maybe you're wondering, what's
the healthy? All the diets you look through, they have pros and cons. So what is the way to eat?
So I'm going to give you this one diet that's going to work for everyone. I mean, for most of people, and it's the safest one. So it's called 𝗪𝗵𝘁, which is using a quarter half concept. So whereby you have a plate and you fill 1/4 of your plate with carbs, rice, bread, noodles, bihun, and then the other quarter of the plate you fill it with your protein. You can have meat, you can have poultry, you can have fish, and for the half plate you fill it with fruits and vegetables. So also, of course,
how big is this plate?
I would say like normal size.
Like a regular dish.
Yes,
plate,
regular dish.
Nothing too big, too small.
Of course. So I think this is a very nice concept. It's very easy to follow, very easy to understand. You don't have to count your calories, and you don't have to worry about it. So if you can follow this concept, on top of that, drink enough water and be physically active, that would be good enough.
So here you mentioned use healthier oils. So what's this healthier oils referring to?
I think maybe it refers to more like when it comes to choosing cooking oil or your cooking methods.
Also no deep frying.
Yeah.
Well, what about using let's say I use olive oil, but I deep fry?
Actually, olive oil is not suitable for deep fry.
I don't really cook, so I don't know. Exposes my. But okay, if let's say I pan fry something, I use a lot of olive oil. Is that okay? Olive oil is technically supposed to be healthy, right?
Oh no. I mean, in moderation lah.
In moderation.
Or whatever thing it is, just remember in moderation.
I think that's the keyword. Yeah. Even though I think this is a very healthy plate, but if you eat too much, it's also not good.
Yeah.
If you eat too little, also it's not good. So in moderation, a very important keyword. So what do you guys think about this quarter half plate? Do you think you will be able to maintain a diet with this? So do leave a comment below and let us know what you think. I personally think that this is a pretty simple guideline. I think I can do this long term, like not just 1 month or a few weeks of, just for the sake of weight loss, but if I can probably take this for like months or even years. So if for example I am trying to lose weight and I eat according to this plate, would it actually help me to lose weight, for example?
I think if you really follow this one, and then on top of that, stay hydrated and be physically active, I think it's possible.
Exercise.
Yes, exercise is important.
Yeah. Oh yeah, like I guess what we said just now, weight loss is not just about losing the number,
Yes.
but on building muscle. So you shouldn't rely too much on diet only when we come to weight loss, right?
Don't be obsessed about the numbers on the scale, because when you exercise, you are also building muscle, so the number may not change because you're building muscle. Muscle is also something that contributes to your weight, and it doesn't mean that you are not fit.
I think like even models who like are very fit, but if they work out their muscles, they may seem like someone, for example, a female, where she may look like she's a 45 kg, but she's actually maybe in the 50s range because of her muscles.
Yes,
right.
Exactly.
Yeah, so I think even though we're only talking about diet today, but I think if you're trying to do diet for weight loss, then you definitely shouldn't rely too much on all these diets only, because it may work short term, but it will come back with a yo-yo effect. So if you want to have a good body and maintain that good body, it should definitely be a healthy diet like this one, the 𝗂𝗏𝗏, and also to constantly exercise. Yeah. Am I right?
Yes, exactly. Okay, so I think we should end it with some take-home messages. So first, do not I cannot stress enough, do not blindly follow any celebrity diet. And also seek professional advices from nutritionists or dietitians. And third, if you don't know what to do, just practice the 𝗂𝗏𝗏𝗃 healthy plate. It will be good enough. And exercise will be good enough.
I guess the main point, of this whole, where we're talking about celebrity diets, a lot of people tend to follow celebrity diets because they see the final result, but they don't know what happens behind the scenes. Maybe they did this diet because they needed to film a movie, and they did it even though knowing it's very unhealthy, but it's their job, so they have to do it. But for us who are just normal people, don't put your body through that stress.
Yes.
There is really no meaning to damaging your organs, just to look nice on your Instagram photo.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. So please eat healthily.
Yes.
Eat nice, healthy, good food.
And eat enough. Don't starve yourself.
Eat enough. Don't starve, and work out.
Yes.
Yeah. And thanks for joining us. And thanks for joining us today as well. And I think just to remind everyone again, especially in the time of the pandemic where we are all very worried about immune systems not being strong enough, we should be even more careful with what we eat, because it will definitely affect our immunity as well. So do eat enough, sleep enough, drink enough water, and exercise. So thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next week. Bye.
Use the modern genetic engineering technique, so the plants or the crops that we grow will actually yield the beneficial traits that we expected to be used.